What's going on, guys? Today we have Jamie, of course, with us again, and Jamie's going to introduce our guest.
We have Courtney Gilroy with us today. Glow Commando.
Yes.
I met Courtney about, 2-3 years ago? Something like that.
I would say like 3 years ago, I think.
Courtney started tanning my Irish ass about 3 years ago. not my physical ass, but, so I met Courtney. I started following her on IG, and I saw that she had great energy and she wanted to be an entrepreneur, and she started her own company, kind of came up similar, but I want to let her tell her story. So, Court, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, all that jazz.
All right, so I grew up in Saddlebrook, New Jersey. I've been in the beauty industry for 11 years now. Crazy.
You started when you were 9?
28. I started in high school. Right from like freshman year of high school, I remember going home to my parents and I was like, yeah, college is not going to be for me. I'm just going to get through high school and I'm going to figure it out. But I knew I wanted to do hair because I always like to get my hair done. So I went that route. Senior year of my high school, you're able to like leave and go to beauty school, whatever. So I would go to beauty school. And then right when I graduated.
Capri?
Yeah, I did go to Capri.
What is it, 5 minutes from your house, basically?
Literally 10 minutes, which they're actually shut now. It's crazy.
They're all shut down.
I was going to say, how many are there, and do they still
I
exist?
think there's a lot.
There's a lot. Now
Yeah.
there's like, Bergen has one in the Rotec, right?
Oh, okay.
And then you have Parisian, you have Artistic, but there was
Yeah.
Capri, there was so many. Everybody was
Honestly, though,
Well,
you
used to
just
go
gotta get
hand-
the license. Like
Is that what it is?
you learn enough in beauty school to get you to pass the state test.
That's what it's for.
And then everything is all when you get into the salon world. Yeah. So I
It's
basically.
kind of like the kitchen in that regard.
It's like any art.
Right? Yeah,
And
you
if
go
you
to
learn, you're
culinary
an
school.
apprentice.
Yeah.
That's it. You go to culinary school, and it's like, just hurry up and get a job.
Yeah.
And learn what you need to
If
know.
it's carpentry, you got to pass your OSHA test. Safe. It's more safety.
Yeah, it's all
Don't burn
safety.
nobody. There's chemicals.
Yeah, like
Right.
rules and regulations, all
Yeah.
that, sanitation, like just the basics. Honestly, a lot of it's very outdated. Like finger waves and pin curls, really. Like I got a hand do that. Like now you could just do that with the curling iron. But yeah, so I did that and then went right into the salon, and I was at Panico Salon for like 5 years. And then I started doing makeup there, and
Where's
then
Panico?
Panico's in Ridgewood.
Okay.
So they had at that time they had Ridgewood, Oradell, and West Caldwell. So
That's
I was
like
an
one
intern.
of the OG salons.
Yeah.
Right? That
His
name's-
dad-
It is. It
Dad
is.
had it first, and then
When did
Yeah.
it? Do you know when they started? Or
Honestly, I don't know, but they used to
70s?
be in
Dad
Paramus
had it.
Park Mall, or was it
Wow.
Garden State Plaza? I think it was Garden State Plaza.
I don't know, but I know he's been there.
Yeah, it's been there for a
forever,
while.
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Ridgewood spot's like their.
Yeah,
it's
that's like
country
the
spot,
big
yeah.
one. So yeah,
Okay.
they don't have Oradell anymore, and he doesn't have West Caldwell, so Ridgewood's just his now.
Okay.
But when I was in Ridgewood, when I was an intern, I was like, because sometimes they needed like extra help in the other locations, so I'd be like, send me, just like to get like a change of
Sure.
like scenery and like different thing, meet new people, whatever. So I got my license, I got a chair, I was there for 5 years, and then I was like, all right, I don't want to work for someone. And it was nothing against him or anything. I just
How old were
always
you at this point? 23.
I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. 2021.
At the end of it.
It was like towards
Oh,
the
you
end of it where
started-
I was
okay.
like, yeah, because I started there at 17.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 20 to 21. I was
Okay.
just like, It was like right after I got my chair. I was like, I'm just gonna start trying to like lean out of like, I'm gonna get my knowledge or whatever. But I was like, I definitely want to work for myself. That's when I knew. Started Glow Commando with my sister and her sister-in-law actually. And then my sister was like the marketing behind it. I was the one talking to people. And then her sister-in-law, it lives in New York. So she kind of helped like build out there also. And then that was 2016 or 2017.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
You've been in business for 6 years?
Yeah. And then 2018, well, we started at Panico. So it was downstairs from Panico. Jack gave us that opportunity.
He let you do Glow Commando from
In the basement. Yeah.
That's huge. I
Yeah.
don't know a lot of
No, it's big.
Yeah.
business
it was
owners that
really-
would be like, yeah, sure.
My
of
sister
course.
had a meeting with him, and then he brought it there. I didn't do the spray tanning there at the time. I was just like helping push people downstairs because I was a stylist upstairs, so it's kind of
Okay.
hard for me to do both. So I helped with the social media.
Did he take like points or anything?
No, we just paid a monthly salary. Yeah,
Okay.
no, he was
Starting
really
up,
great.
You'd want fixed starting up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to
But
make sure.
the benefit for him though is that they're offering another service, right?
Yeah,
Right in the
exactly.
salon,
And it's
so
the same clientele already too. so
Absolutely.
Exactly.
drive them somewhere. And it keeps her there too.
Yeah. True. But I actually didn't really like do much. We had somebody else doing the spray tanning. And then it was there for a year, and then like he like gave like a year trial, and then he offered it to me because my sister had a baby, and then her sister-in-law had a baby, so they're like, this is gonna be all you. I'm like, okay. So then he gave me an opportunity to stay there, and then I said, I'm gonna be honest, I still live at home with my parents. I'm like, if I'm gonna leave, I'm just gonna do this all now. I'm gonna take this all with me. And I'm just gonna
taking the show on the road.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna do hair color or anything. I'm like, if I ever want to go back to salon, I will come right back here. I was like, I just want to fully be on my own, and if I'm gonna build this up, I'm gonna do this now.
And this was
2018.
Okay.
And then I did that. Me and him kept a great relationship. He would call me asking me for advice on things because I helped him with like social media. And then I just focused on myself and built my social media up, and then built Glow up, and then
5 years later,
here we are. I
So how many employees do you have right now? Do you just do
myself?
It, or all right, and
Me,
so,
myself, and I. It's a lot.
So it is a lot. So
Oh yeah.
what's your like describe a day for me? Like how many clients do you do? Is it every day? Is it
Honestly, every day is different. That's what I like about it, because like my Mondays is like an admin day, or like just catching up on like some things I have to do, or like I do like a little self-care day because
it's like back of the house?
Yeah, it's like the back. Yeah, get my social media stuff prepped for the week, so like all my posts and stuff are ready. Tuesday through Fridays, like usually spray tanning. Prom season, it's usually like a Wednesday or Thursday. There's like hair and makeup. And then my weekends are usually weddings or some random spray tans. But normally everybody's sprayed for the weekend.
So you have a package more consistent. So it's like, cool, you do the tanning, but it's also like if you want makeup and you want your hair done too.
Yeah.
So
I have like packages if you want to buy like 10 spray tans. I have a package for that. If you want a spray tan, hair and makeup, I have a package for that. If you want just a blowout and spray tan, I have a package for that. So I'm very like try to save people money.
So give me price points. Like what's the typical spray tan cost? What does the package cost?
So
I don't know about it.
No, that's
Like,
fine.
I know it, but like not the
like full like my makeup costs and everything.
Well, no, so let's do tanning, right?
Okay, tanning's 110. If you don't for one session, I have a heated machine, so it keeps you warm during the spray tan. If you don't want the heated machine, it's 100. I always like typically add like a moisture lock or whatever. I usually have a travel fee for anything that's over a 10-mile radius from me, because gas is expensive. So that and then packages, I try to like do bulk packages, so like the more that you get, so like if you get like 10 spray tans, then it's like cheaper. It ends up being like 65 a spray tan.
Oh wow, that's a big difference.
I know, yeah, because then it's. But I always say like you have to like consecutively like I have people.
You don't want it running for a year.
Yeah, like I have people that bought like 4. Yeah, like that bought 4, and I'm like, okay, you can't use it like now, and then I see you again in a year. Like you need to use that. Yeah, like you gotta use that all in like a same time frame. I have a blowout and spray tanning package that is $160. So like my blowouts are cheaper if you just hire me to go do
if it's just
more.
tans, how many tans can you do a day?
I've done like 20 in a day.
Wow.
I'm exhausted, but I try to map.
What do you try?
Average like 6 usually.
You're exhausted because you're driving from A to C.
Yeah.
It's not one location either. It's
right.
Oh my God,
I'm
Friday
already
was
thinking
crazy.
of how we're scaling your business. Like while you were talking, it's just the way my mind
know.
works. Like I'm picturing a fucking van. I'm picturing Mercedes Sprinters with girls, high energy. Like
been thinking
boom,
about
let's do this. You know what I mean? Like
I've been thinking about that too, because I'm like, I'm just driving so much.
Glow takes on energy.
And it takes how long for one spray tan?
Honestly, 15 minutes.
Cool. Right.
It's so quick.
What is it? How long does it last? Like
it lasts a week. So like I always
know
tell
this,
people,
but viewers don't.
Yeah, I've told people like when you get a spray tan, like it's just coating the top of your skin. So like when you have dead skin, especially like during the summertime, like if you're not hydrating your skin, it's coming off faster. Yeah. So I usually say like lotion when you drink a lot of water, like that helps it, the longevity of it. Like you don't really, lotion on top of it after
you also have to
spray
let it
tan
marinate,
off.
right?
You gotta marinate. We love marinating.
Tell us about the marination process.
Can I say my slogan? My slogan's so good.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, so my slogan is "Don't touch me, I'm marinating" for like when I have my spray on, or like if my friends want a spray tan, I'll be like, "Do you need a glow job this week?" So like those are like my slogans.
Yes, they were.
I have my Glow Me on for when I'm mad at my friends. I'm like, "Glow Me."
I mean, it works.
It
though.
works.
It works.
I know.
It's really
If
for
C says
marketing.
it works. If I say
Yeah.
It's
a little creepy.
Cops will be waiting outside if we're telling people. to call
HR
me.
is gonna get a phone call.
One of my friends is a bartender in Hoboken, and I spray tan him. And I'll never forget, like, one day, it was like a Sunday, and it's so busy on Sundays, you can't hear anything. And he's like, I need a glow job soon. And some guy was like right next to him, was like, what did you just say to her? I'm like, oh my God.
That's a little forward, right? To be
I
saying to
was
somebody
like-
in a bar out loud.
I was like, I need you to like tell them what it is. So I had to explain that I do spray tanning.
But I like your marketing scheme, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like guerrilla marketing. You're saying it and it makes sense, you know? It's like empowerment of women almost too, right? And entrepreneurs in that regard. So, you know, what's the next step for?
Well, let me ask a question
Sorry.
before that.
I'm getting excited.
No, that's fine. So, like, how come it's just you working by yourself?
Honestly, it's really hard to trust people in this industry, and it's a come and go industry. You're teaching somebody everything, and then like they're gonna eventually leave you.
Of course.
And it's not that
That's
I like
every
don't,
industry.
yeah, and I'm fine with that. I have no problem, like whatever, and like I'll offer education. Like I have 2 friends that like they know how to spray tan, so like they're my backup.
Yeah.
But like you're paying $110 for a spray tan. You want me to go? You're not gonna like be like, oh, I'm gonna send my assistant. You know, like. I don't know. It's just like more like I like to be the person doing it. I also like busted my ass to build it where it is.
Yeah.
And I've had people try to come in and like work with me or whatever. And then like immediately I'm like, you're going to fuck me over. And I'm not. So it's like really hard. Like I have people like weddings and stuff. Like I have a team of people that I'll work with, but like spray tanning, like I just want it to be me. Like I built my reputation up. Like it's
but you
very
can only
easy
go
to take
so
it down.
far.
Yeah, I know.
So
Be
what do you-
careful,
what do you
Phil.
do?
Phil's going to turn into. There's different
I mean,
versions of Phil.
Listen,
like,
I will.
let him pick apart your business because they'll help you grow it.
I
That's a fact.
eventually do
No,
want to
you
like
can only
franchise.
grow it if you want to grow.
Yeah,
That's the thing. You can't force nobody.
No, 100%.
I'm just asking questions of why you're like. Seems like you do well. Seems like you're here, but it seems like you're stopped right here. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely want
So-
more things to do. Like I was thinking about like eventually like maybe franchising or something, but there's just like I don't know, there's just so much that goes behind it, and
So
I'm
what do you
like,
franchise?
like
In
the
order to
name.
I know, but you can't just franchise. the
Yeah.
name. You got to franchise systems.
yeah,
Franchises are systems like when people come in and it's like, listen, I have, like you said, a sprinter. It's got this. This is the package. Not just that it requires one person only. This is how you train them. This is how you manage them. That's why I'm asking, like, what's your, you know what I
I'm
mean?
just going with the flow.
Yeah.
For that aspect, I don't know. I think I want to do more education, if anything,
Cool.
like be by myself, because then if I educate people,
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
your value is.
yeah, and then teach them how to spray tan, great. You can open up your own spray tan business. You're trained under me, and then like also too
Or
like
maybe
taxes and stuff.
maybe
and,
they
like,
could-
you know, like
Maybe they
it's
could
just be
assist you
me.
first.
What?
Maybe they could assist you first
Yeah.
before they go out there.
Yeah.
Then you develop a team, and as they go, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
like I offer
You got
like
piece of
courses
it,
and
too.
stuff, but not for like spray tanning. So my next step, when is this coming out? Because then I could say it.
Well, we'll
I don't
re-up.
know. What do you think? 7 weeks?
Something
Oh,
like
great.
that.
You'll be
Okay, I
good.
can
We
say
have
because
a-
it'll already be announced. I wrote a book. I wrote a book.
Wow, good for
I've
you.
been in the past like couple months. I haven't
What's
really
the
been going
title?
out. It's how to start a spray tanning business. So
Okay.
then I'm gonna go off of that, and then that's where I'm gonna start my education on like you're gonna hire me to learn how to do spray tanning, and then that's where also too like you're not under my name. You
Yeah.
just are trained from me. So if I can't go do something, I could offer it to somebody else and then take a cut from a referral.
Very cool.
There's another option, right? Like, what if you, like, if you tan, right?
Mhm.
And then if your girls tan or you have your apprentices, whatever it is, then the rate is just slightly different, right?
Yeah,
It's
which they
beneficial.
don't have the heated machine, so like
But
that's why
it's the
like,
same
mine is-
thing in a salon where, you know, if a
Another
master is
system.
cutting you, right,
Yeah, yeah.
it's $395.
Yeah.
If homegirl's cutting
Yeah.
you, it's $295. So there might be some benefits to that as well.
I mean,
like-
like I said, I have
not
like
that
my
it's
friend
less.
Alyssa and Sam like go
Right.
straight for me, whatever. But I've run into so many times like, no, I want you, and like that's where it always ends up. So
Listen,
it's like,
and I
You gotta
Yeah.
charge appropriately.
trust
Yeah.
me, I understand that completely. Like, people book private dinners. I can't send a friend of mine there.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the restaurants, I can't be everywhere all the time, all at once.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've run into that issue. We're like, where are you? I'm like,
Oh
well,
my
I'm
God.
in Newark.
Yeah.
I can't be in.
It's a
and
lot.
Yeah, you just
I'm like,
you can't
okay,
be everywhere
cool.
all at once. So,
Yeah.
in order to grow, you got to take a little step back and say, all right, what do I want next?
Mhm.
And that's if you want to grow. I mean,
Yeah.
how big do you want to make this? Like, what are
I
your
mean, I
aspirations?
would like to be here in Nashville. I really want to be in Nashville.
Nashville.
Have you been there yet?
I love Nashville. Yeah, I go like once a year.
And you can't set up a team there?
I have a girl that does spray tan out there.
Cool.
I trained her.
Good.
I trained her to do it. And I want to do more makeup. Like, I want to like be like the spray tan person and then go back for makeup. So I kind of want to be back and forth between here and there.
I think you have to be aware of the markets as well, right? Like, not everybody's like into tanning.
I know.
Like Nashville doesn't seem
Nashville's
like.
not a tanning town.
Nashville's
I don't know that
Nashville's
Nashville's
very
Jersey
come and go.
Shore.
I know. Nashville's a very come and go city, so it's very
Right,
like.
you need some Guidos,
very-
right? You need a specific type, like
Yeah.
you know, like
You have a client.
Connecticut. I think would work in like the
Yeah.
Northeast seems like a good market
Yeah.
for you,
We
right?
had somebody here on the show the other day, Jamie from Eat Clean Bro, right?
Okay.
And he was telling us he opened up in Atlanta, thinking like, cool, Atlanta, it's the next hub. And he was like, it wasn't my clientele. It was a lesson he learned. Over here it's like the New York minute. You know what I mean? Like you need shit quick. Atlanta's slower, transportation hub. So it's
yeah.
like, and I have a place in Miami and it's very transient. So pre-booking is like fucking
Yeah.
tough because people come and then they go all the time, right?
Yeah.
So if you go into Nashville, you just got to study that and see.
I have a couple of friends. Like every
'Cause
time I
you
go,
like
I
it-
usually connect with
Because
people out
if
there.
you loving to be there, it's great, but it might not be.
Yeah,
adequate
100%.
for working there.
I mean, it's good.
That's
like,
why I asked.
Yeah, no.
right?
Nashville, like to visit, is a very come and go city. Like that's why they always say like dating over there is really hard because a lot of people are just coming and going. But like for like CMA Fest or like whatever, like I would fly out there and go do hair, makeup, or like spray tan.
I could see hair and makeup be
Yeah.
big out there for sure.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Yeah, because a lot of like the country singers are out there. So.
exactly. I
I
could
don't
see
know.
that as
There's
a
so
hub.
many things that I want to do, but I'm like, it's just a
I
matter of
can
like.
I can hear
How
hear
old are
that.
you?
I'm 28. I almost forgot how old I was. I was
You're
like, wait, how old am I?
ambitious.
I told someone the other day I was 25. I'm like, oh my god, you're not 25 anymore.
That's just your go-to for.
Yeah, mine plus COVID. I'm
Yeah.
25 plus COVID. I like you got to add the 3 years of tax in there.
Seriously.
But I do see. I just envision like a line of Sprinter vans
Oh yeah.
parked at the warehouse. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
That are wrapped and beautiful.
Oh,
and,
that's,
like
I've been thinking
they say
about
"Glow
that.
me" on the side, and like you know,
Yeah.
Glow Bros for life.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like you got a lot of sayings that really could work really well.
Yeah.
So
I've been thinking about that for a while. One of my friends owns a car dealership, so I was talking to him about it. My dad just retired too, so I'm like, you could drive the van for me. I could totally do it, but still.
I mean, huffing it in and out of your car for the rest of your life is, you know, it's going to wear on you eventually. Listen, can you make a good living? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, you do well for yourself.
I know, and everyone's like, oh, like get a studio. I'm like, I built my business off of mobile and going to people's houses.
Right.
It's convenient. Like a lot of my clients are stay-at-home moms or they are working all the time. Like a lot of my clients are just, they don't want to be out of their house more
They
than
pay
they
for
already are.
convenience. There's no doubt
Exactly.
about it. I'm coming to you.
Exactly.
Like, people hear $100 and they're like, wait, what are
I
we
know.
talking about here?
And obviously, if I had a studio, you're coming to me, then it's not going to be that much because you're
course.
coming to me. So I could get more out at that time. But everyone rather just not, like, I don't want to leave my house more than I have to.
Have you ever tried pop-ups? Like at a location, like
I've done it at my
Oh.
gym before.
I'll be here from X to X, you know?
I've done it at my gym before. It's just like really hard because like when you do so many in like one space, it starts to get everywhere. Like if you do like
Oh.
more than 5, it comes out of the tent. When you do just 1 or 2, it doesn't. It stays in the tent. But afterwards, it's just kind of like.
It's an air filtration
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
You need tall ceilings. You need well ventilated,
I mean,
right?
I would just have to bring in an exhaust
But I could
fan
see
and
you.
stuff,
I could
but-
see you banging out 25 on a Saturday if
Well, I
you're.
told you that one time at the salon when I
Yes,
did
you
like
did.
5 that time.
Yes, you
yeah.
did. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I've done
I think that'd be cool if you did a feature like here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to branch out. You're in a creative space right
I
now.
love it.
You know.
Yeah.
So what's on the agenda next for you?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
what do you? I mean, you wrote a book. You have a
28.
podcast. Like,
What's happening in the next couple of years? You know what I mean? Like, where do you want either 5-year plan or
It's
3-year
every
plan?
time everyone always asks me about like a 5-year plan.
And that's just
I know, like it's funny because I have visions in my head and I'm just like I don't have like a set time of like when I want to do it because then I feel like it puts so much pressure on me.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, and I just like I just
But if
go
you
with the
don't put
flow.
But if you don't put a date, they'll never come to fruition.
No, I know, but I'm very like okay, like I'm not gonna set like okay 5 years this is where like I like need to be because I rather just how am I gonna get myself there and like push that way. Like this summer I was like I want to start a podcast and like how am I gonna do it? Like I mean you guys are great. Like you guys have very like it's
Courtney
real.
walked
It's a
in and
real
looked
deal.
around, and she's like,
I literally
What is
have
this
a
place?
microphone. I do it in my basement, and I'm like, whatever.
She's got a blanket in her basement,
I
sitting on a
know,
couch
I'm,
with a
like,
microphone.
But I'm
Yeah.
like very like, okay, like
listen.
I'm just gonna do it.
Number one, you did it.
Yeah.
Number
exactly.
two, the content's really good. Like I listen to them and I hear you laughing with your friends and making fun of ex-boyfriends. You know, Protein Boy gets a shout out. What up, Protein Boy? Like, tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your love life. What's going on in that aspect? Let's hear some of it. You know you were gonna get put on
From a
Front
good
Street,
segment.
so
From,
what's up?
from business to life, we're gonna go.
All right, business wise, I'll circle back to that. And then
Business
I'll circle back
is
to
great.
that. Business is good.
Business is booming.
I'm very like I know what I want to do, where I want to go, and I just
Wait,
figure it
so-
out. Oh, sorry.
She's gassed up right now. She's excited.
Good. So let me ask you something. So when you say you know where you want to go, you know what you want to be. Like, what is it? Like, tell us.
I mean, I just want to like. I mean, I definitely pride myself off of like who I am as a person. Like, I'm definitely
Your brand.
people's but I'm also like I feel like I'm like a therapist to everybody. Like, I really make sure that every person that gets a service from me or whatever, like I know about their life and like whatever. Like, I just pride myself off of like my customer service and like whatever. Like, I would really like to start working with like more like celebrities, and I would like to be here in Nashville. So that is definitely like a plan for me.
I think that's a
hope
big. That's
that is
a
like a
big
huge.
part.
That is
That's
a huge
also
thing.
that might be hindering your growth as well,
Yeah.
is what I'm hearing. Like,
Yeah.
because you want to get the experience and
Yeah.
you want the information and
Yeah.
you want to help them. Like,
Yeah.
as a therapist, you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That helped
hearing.
me
And you
with
know
that.
training and hiring people, they don't have that same intuition that you do.
Exactly. And I just feel
It's like
more
being behind a chair, right? Like
Yeah.
it's stuck in a salon.
Doors
Like
blinders on.
you become a therapist.
Yeah.
Bartenders, they have their regulars. Like
100%.
they're their fucking marriage
Yeah.
counselors half the
But
time.
what has to? So it seems like there's two options, right? So it's like if you want to go that route, which is you want more one-on-ones, more high net worth people, whether it's celebrity, money, whatever it is, you know what I mean, just to be in that area. The other option is like to scale your business, right? But if you're gonna go with that option, you have to charge a lot more.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
like your price point is really good, but not for what you want. You'd have
Yeah.
to charge a certain
Yeah.
amount in order to like make that thing. So like that's the thing. So is it going to be cool? I'm gonna franchise. I'm gonna get a bunch of vans and stuff like that. Or it seems like you want to do more education. It seems like you want the Courtney
I
brand.
have
more
so
than
many
anything.
things that I want to do. So it's just a matter of like honing in. Like my sister always said, like when I first left the salon, my sister like, you can't do it all. I'm like, no, I can, and I'm going to. And like I remember somebody that I used to work with was just like, you really think you're gonna make money off of spray tanning? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to. And like I just like I like used to like I would get in my head when I would like build up and I'm like, oh my God, like I can't like am I gonna really do this? Like I can't do all these things. But
Yeah.
like you can. You just have
Absolutely
to find
can.
a good team around you and
Yeah.
like have people like take things off of me. Like the beauty thing about being in the beauty industry is like there's so many people that do the same things. It may not be me,
Yeah.
but I can still make money
And you
off
can
of
sell
it.
out. Correct.
Yeah, and like if I can't go do hair or makeup, I'll find somebody who I think is on the same level as me and like do it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's an example, right? My daughter's Sweet 16's coming up, and you denied us. You can't do her hair and
I
makeup.
denied
She's
you. I'm
really
not even
upset.
gonna be here.
Jaden looks up to you,
I
and she's
know, I
like, "Could
love
Courtney
her.
do my hair and makeup?" I hit you up, and then like she
It's so
can't
sad.
do.
I know. I get so sad over that because I was like, oh my God, I really
He's
want to do
making
it.
sure you're sad, by the way.
I know I really am sad about it.
No,
to be
I'm just
honest.
these are facts. I
No,
mean,
I
facts
know.
facts aren't feelings, right?
Yeah, I have a wedding. I'm gonna be in Virginia, I think, for the wedding, right?
Cancel.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you said.
It
I
must be a
just,
year ago. I
it's
can't.
hard for me
No,
to take
I'm
no as an
joking.
answer. I'm not
I
really. I'm not a
know.
big no guy.
I know.
And then to tell
But
my
I was
daughter,
like, I'll find you somebody.
it's her quinceañera. You know what I mean? It's like a big one.
Yeah, real Spanish really quick. So have you ever heard of the reason I was asking you when you have a date? So when somebody asks you if it's 5 years, 3 years, it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But if you don't put a date on something, it's very, very hard to do it. Also, if you put a date on something,
I
the
usually
easiest-
like to like not like I always be like within this year I want to do something like
Cool.
for the
So there's a
podcast
date.
in the summertime I was like within this year I want to do.
But that's the thing.
a
When you put it,
podcast.
then you found out like you reverse engineer it, right?
Mhm.
So it's like if you're gonna start, I'm just saying, doing education by July, right? That pressure helps you prep for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like the perfection of it, right?
Yeah.
So then it's July, like July, I gotta be running. So you reverse engineer it. So I'm gonna need this. It becomes a lot easier. You have a lot of visions, but you want to like start refining them and putting them together so they
Yeah.
actually become it, or else you just become the person that's like
Yeah.
got a lot of great
100%.
But
fucking
also
ideas.
the world starts to work for you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And with you.
100%. And I'm so big on that. Like I always know like my slow seasons, like this is like a huge thing for like people in like the beauty industry. You have slow seasons right after the holidays. It's from January to like March. you have to save money for that. Like, obviously, I'm not going to go freaking spend my money crazy, go out to dinner or whatever, like in those slow seasons because I
I've
have
seen
bills
you've been
to pay.
traveling a little bit.
I have been traveling, but I've been saving for that. I traveled a lot this year.
You did. You travel a lot.
I
Good for
know.
you.
I'm
but
going to Texas this weekend.
Good. That's what it's all about. You're
I know,
kind of a Southern belle. I'm seeing
I
seeing
know.
a certain thing, right?
Yeah. But also too, like, I save for that, like, and then I also just am very like, I'm a very like godly person, so I like know that, like, okay, if I know I'm gonna be slow in May to May, then I'm not gonna do all these things. And I'm like, I also just like trust in the fact of like I'll be fine. So, like, just you have to figure out like how to network yourself more, like how to get yourself out there, like reach out to people, like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, I have a spreadsheet of all my clients. Like, so like I'll say like see like when I've seen them, when I don't see them, and after and after all my clients, my conversations I have with them, it's in my calendar and I put it under my notes.
Yeah.
My last conversations I've had with them, so I could like pick
That's
back
really
up.
smart.
Yeah, that's
We do
why
that too in our
yeah.
system.
I don't take this the wrong way. You're a lot smarter than you look.
I get that all the time. Honestly, though, I figured a lot of it out.
Like
But 100%. I figured a lot of it. Like, I figured a lot of it out along the way. A lot of trial and error.
You're mapping
Like,
out
with
your
my book, I
future.
wrote like all the things that I wish I knew when I started. Like, do you know how many breakdowns I would have? Like, to my parents, my dad's like, go back, get a 9-to-5 job. My dad's very like,
Yes,
old school
he is.
Italian. Like,
One
go back
job,
yeah,
dedicate
one
yourself.
job. You're
Right.
9-to-5, just work. And I'm
Right.
like, no, I'm gonna have multiple. I used to work for a DJ company on the side. I would do photo booth just to make something.
I could see that.
Yeah, anything. I was like, there's always ways to make income. Like,
No,
just have to go out
we
and
say
figure it
like
out.
so there's two ways, right? So like you either live a life of abundance. What that means is like there's lots of money, there's everything, or you live a life of just like
Being comfortable.
scarcity.
Yeah.
Well, scarcity.
Yeah.
Scarcity is like I have to save, I can't make that much, right? All the money's been printed already. It's all
Yeah.
out there. You just gotta figure out a way
Exactly.
to go. And that's what you're saying to your dad.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll figure out because it's there already. You
Yeah.
gotta figure out the way.
And
Most
I
people
thrive
get
off of
stuck on the
people
other way.
like to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just motivates me to be like, huh, watch me.
I'm similar in that regard too. Like the haters are fuel.
Mhm.
You need,
Love
you
it.
need darkness to understand what light is,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
like just bring it on
Yeah.
all the time.
I just go in a shell and I'm like, I got this. 100%.
What's the matter, bro? Come on, man. My guy can preach all day long.
Darkness to bring the light in. That was pretty good.
It's the
That was
truth,
really
is it
good.
not? How do we know what light is if we don't know
That's-
what darkness is?
I don't have
true.
haters. I don't focus on.
They're fans.
I don't get
I
the
don't.
light. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I understand.
I
You
don't because and I'm not saying I like the challenge. I'm just saying like I stay around people that uplift me, that are better than me. I
100%.
seek them out. They don't come to me. I gotta go somebody financially, relationship, whatever. I go get what I want. It's called modeling. So it's like if I want this person's relationship in life, how they are with their wife, I'm gonna hang out with them.
Mhm.
If my homie's over here cheating on his wife, then most likely I'm gonna get those results, right?
100%.
So like the people that are quote unquote hating, they're just so like somewhere else. Do people pop up? I don't engage. I don't.
I
I
agree wholeheartedly. I got a
100%.
text last night from a friend like, yo, look at this. And I was like, I don't even know who that person is.
Yeah.
And if they have beef, they have my number. They could text me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
Beef's-
not on my
You know what I
radar.
heard today?
100%.
Beef is only real if somebody got killed.
What do you listen to? 10 Crack Commandments? What
It was an artist. You know what I mean?
It's fucking shout out Notorious B.I.G., bro.
Hey,
My guy. Also, dude, this is a good point. Music really
Oh my
sets
God.
your tone for how
Absolutely.
you're living
Well, I'm not
mentally.
even kidding. I actually I mean, I
Country
love country
changed your
music.
life. Say it.
No, I love country music. Don't get
Say
me
it.
wrong, but
Say
like
it.
I've been listening to a lot of like country and like just like a lot of like old like classic songs. You know, like I like Jersey Boys.
Listen,
like
honestly,
obviously Elvis Presley, all that.
That music was a lot more happy,
Yeah,
a lot more simple.
And
you
if
know?
I'm gonna listen to like that, like I love Eminem. Like I love Eminem.
So you have two sides, to it, obviously.
I have
Eminem's
so
the
many.
most angry artist
I
of all
know.
time. That made
But,
him one
like,
of the best
rap,
of all
But the
time.
rap back then versus what it's like now,
Agreed.
I don't even know what the hell they're saying now. I'm like, I can't listen to this.
I
like,
agree. I don't
what?
think Phil agrees, but I agree.
No, it's so funny though.
It's
My
totally
friends,
different. It
It's
is right?
totally
Listen,
different.
I grew up in the '90s, right? And like '90s rap is totally different.
Same.
It is. But here's the thing.
It's
right?
the
I made
greatest era of
But
hip
I made a
hop.
promise to
ever.
myself as I got older. I'm gonna understand because I remember when my parents they were like, "What is this bullshit?" You go through an age where it's like, "What is?" Because it's not the same.
Yeah.
So I don't. Also, my in-laws are like that. They still watch black and white TV.
Oh,
They're old school Italians. He watches the Munsters, right? Shout out to
Okay.
Dave. He watches the Munsters. He watches like, you know what I mean? They're
Right.
stuck.
Yeah.
So they also, and it sounds cute, but not really because they got stuck in that mindset in that frame. So they're still in like 1969, 71, Nutley. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like stuck. And then they didn't grow in the sense of financial relationship or anything else. So what happens as you get older, you know, when they first got cell phones, they're like, what the fuck is this? Then they got to play catch up. What's this FaceTime? Then they, like, what's social media? I'll never go on it. Now they have to because their kids are on it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword in the sense of like, you don't got to embrace it totally, but you have to at least understand it so that when your kids start watching it, you're like, all right, I get what it is. Not just shitting on it.
You have commonality, so you can talk with a little bit of knowledge, right?
The youth are the answer to everything.
Oh,
Like you're you're 28, right?
Yeah.
You
My
have a
10-year-old, no, my 10-year-old nephew.
early.
I didn't get the
Sorry,
finish.
Came out of nowhere.
I know, my 10-year-old nephew
Everything, I'm
keeps
like,
me,
yeah, she's fucking
like, I feel like he keeps me cool. Because I'm like, what? Like, I just learned what Riz is.
Yeah, I know that, right?
What the
I got a
hell is
12-year-old. You got
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, what is this? He goes, Riz, like, you have some good Riz. I'm like, what the
Riz,
hell
bro.
is that?
yeah.
He's saying you got the juice.
When
Yeah.
when I say like funny shit to my kids, my 15-year-old's like, Dad, don't ever say
Yeah.
that shit again. Please, like, stop it right now.
Like, my nephew said
It's
something.
funny though. I'm like, yo,
What
don't
did he say
hate.
to me the other day?
Dad's got drip. You can't fucking, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
oh
you know
my
what I
God.
mean?
When I
But if you say dad's got drip, it just dad and drip just sounds
Yeah.
bad.
Wait, you'll like this. I got my nephew
about
some
Daddy?
Jordans. The worst. Oh my God.
It's even worse.
I'm
If there was a graph right
How
now,
about Chef Daddy be
Yo,
dripping? How about that? How about that?
we gotta cut this one short, bro.
Yo, you can't. You just can't stop me. You might be able to slow me down for a second, but
We can edit you.
Chef Daddy got all the drip. You
You
know
don't just
that.
be
I
like
know
her
that.
laughing and nobody knows.
I'm enjoying myself. That's what's important, right? I'm enjoying myself. But the point about music is like you're filling your body with it, right?
100%.
It's not just what you eat that's
Yeah.
part of your diet,
Well,
daily
and
diet.
It's also what you watch,
It's what
who you hang out with.
It's
everything.
consumption.
Yeah.
It's
Anything
consumption.
you consume.
100%.
That's
So
it.
We talk about that, right? So like this year for me, it's health and it's branding too, right? But like I listen to podcasts. If I don't read a book, I do audibles or some shit. I'm always consuming, always. And I have music. Listen, I listen to trap music, right? But I know how to differentiate. That's more just like vibe, or I'll go to the gym or some shit like that, or I'll listen to old country.
Not
and shit,
everybody
too.
can differentiate.
Yeah.
Number one.
Well,
Number
I
two,
know
I
that,
was going
right?
to say audiobooks, etc., like
Yeah.
podcasts. That's all I
And
listen
then
to
the
in my
most-
car
Yeah.
now.
But then the most
I like
important thing
podcasts.
out of all of it is who the fuck you hang out with.
Oh, 100%.
Right, because-
I reevaluate my circle
Say it,
every
Phil.
like 2 months.
I kicked somebody out the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do I know who this
Yeah, I
person
told
is?
you. I'm not gonna say his name. Anyway,
Oh,
he was
okay.
just like shitting on stuff.
Yeah.
And I engaged. I fucked up. Like just text him. He's my friend. It's not serious like that. But at the end, I'm like, he's consuming all my energy. You know what I mean? Making me feel a certain type of way to say, oh, but when we do it to you, it's when you do it to us, it's cool. Like I like to uplift people, right?
Oh,
And he's
never,
like,
okay, got
he's
it.
like, but when we do it to you, I'm like, yeah, but you have to be up here to uplift me first, bro. You can't just like, right? And I'm going back and forth. I was so discouraged in myself because I wasted all that time.
Yeah.
It took me out of character. Not yelling, but just like, and I would show my friend, and my friend, I got good friends. They're like, it's your fault. Why are you engaging? And I was like,
That's true.
damn, he's right.
It's
you
true.
know? And I was like, it's not cut off like a fuck you, but it's like, let me just, because
Let me take a break, bro. Let me get a breather.
if they're not in the right space,
Right.
and I'm inviting that, again, you
By the
revalue
way,
your circle.
it has to get said once per episode now, apparently. Proximity is power.
Absolutely.
You are who you surround yourself with. So
100%.
even when I was a kid, I remember this, and I did it naturally. If I wanted to be good at basketball, I'm playing with kids that are 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you
always.
learn a different set
That's
of skills.
how I did it when I was younger.
everything.
I got in trouble because that's what I thought. It was the wrong thing.
Right.
But like,
That's
who
how
you
we
hang
grew up
out
too
with
quick.
I always hung out with people older than me. I, to be honest, did not like the girls in my grade. I thought they were assholes, and I didn't want to be
You were
surrounded by
more
them.
mature, and you were looking
Yeah,
for different things.
they actually used to bully me, and I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna make a name for myself. And I'll never forget. Actually, I did this girl's makeup who was in my grade, and I was always so nice to her. And I did her makeup like it was like a couple years ago, and she was like in my like I did her like we're just talking and catching up, and she was just like, "Can I just say something?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, anytime I knew that you were gonna be around in school, you would always talk to me. You never made me feel uncomfortable like the girls in our grade would. She's like, you never looked at me like you were better than me. And she's like, I used to sit and eat lunch in the nurse's room, but I knew that if we had the same lunch period together, you would sit with me.
Wow.
And like I cried. I actually started crying when I was there with her. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, I don't think you even know the power that you have on people
That's
and who
amazing.
you are as a person. And she's like, and you've never changed. And like she's like, and I've watched you grow on social media, and you've never changed.
You hold that, and
Yeah.
that's why you started the podcast. I think
Yeah.
too. You have a lot to say.
Yeah, I have a lot to say, and
You
I just
do.
feel like I always say like I feel like I'm definitely more for like younger like girls like growing up. Like I want to be that like big sister. That
Well,
they
it seems
need.
like you went through a little bit of adversity, right?
Yeah,
Like
100%.
the
And I
bullying
still,
and shit.
yeah, and I still know I'm like, if I don't want to be surrounded by people, if you're talking about other people, I'm
Right.
good.
Good.
Like I do not care what they're doing with their life, what they're doing with their relationship, whatever. I'm like, let's talk about you. How can I help you? How can you help me? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? What are we doing for you? The second I hear someone say like, did you see this person broke up? Did you see that
You
this
shut it
person?
down.
I'm like, keep me out of it.
You don't
I
want any part of it. I find
Nope,
myself
good.
doing the same thing. I'm veering conversations to
Yeah.
growth
You open the
and
door.
abundance
Yeah.
and
100%.
what are we doing next? Let's talk ideas. I don't need to talk negative
Yeah.
about somebody in my. It's not. I don't live
No.
that. And you talking about like your childhood a little bit or quote unquote getting bullied or pushed around. It just brought up some memories in me, and I never even thought about that. Like I had some pretty shitty nicknames and stuff when I was a kid. I was fat, this, that, the other. Like
Are you gonna tell us?
I
the nicknames?
dressed a certain way.
Tell us the nicknames.
No, but like,
No.
wait, what's that?
Tell us the nicknames.
I will maybe on another
Marvin,
episode. But like,
wait. Afterwards, is that bad?
no, but like, I never realized that fighting through that adversity all day, every day, it's just it just makes you strong. Like
When I
thicker
was-
skin.
Yeah,
like,
but let me ask you something.
God,
If they didn't do that to you, do you know what I mean? Like
it
like
doesn't
bullying-
have to
I
happen.
don't like
Yeah.
I don't like bullying.
It doesn't have to happen.
Doesn't have to happen. But I do believe
I
that
think
when
it
you go
pushed me
through
a
some
lot.
shit, you grow. Like
Pushed
there's
me a
people
lot.
that don't either, right? They go the other
Yeah.
There's
way.
no doubt that
Like you don't need
I
the
needed
trauma.
that.
You don't
Yeah.
need
I
the
needed
trauma
that.
I went through to get to where I'm at. It is not a
100%.
prerequisite.
Amen.
But
100%.
because not everybody conquers it too, but conquering it, you know what I mean?
That's a different story.
Like and doing it, it does.
Yeah.
It's a growth spurt.
Well,
It's like any challenge in life.
I was reading something the other day that your central nervous system builds up the remembrance of those wins and those victories, and that's how we constantly are able to grow
Elevate.
and level
Like
up.
I'll
Your brain
celebrate-
remembers that
yeah.
feeling and it chases it.
Yeah,
That's what our
100%.
DNA does,
Yeah.
right?
Like
They
I
chase
celebrate a
victories,
victory,
they
and
chase
then I'm
up.
like, what's next? What's next?
Bro,
No.
that's why that was a big
Always.
moment for me on that podcast.
Listen, it rewires, and it also just like especially males, right? Where it's like it understands the kill, the hunt and the kill, right? Meaning like you conquered it. You know what I mean? Like there's a central nervous connection, right,
Right.
to your nerve endings where it's like this was good.
Right, it
You go
builds-
to the gym is the easiest way, right? And you do it, and you start getting in shape. You're like, all right, this is fucking
Exactly.
good,
Yeah.
right? Like it stimulates it. So when
Right.
you do those things,
That's the natural way to
whether
release
it's bullying or
serotonin in our
whatever,
body,
or when
right?
you're like, I'm gonna show them, it actually, you know what I mean?
But-
It's not just showing them makes you feel good.
I wanted to say that you were the person. I had a breakthrough on that podcast on the first one. That's how this kind of all happened.
Yeah.
Where you said, "Bro, you're not celebrating the small victories." Like,
Yeah.
that's what
big.
my brain needs. We build on momentum, negative and positive. That's why you're allergic to people talking shit on other people. Like,
I don't
yo,
like that
keep
because
that
I've
over
been
there.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
don't
I've
need
been
any
there,
of that in
yeah.
my life, bro.
I remember when I was in seventh
People are
grade.
People get like, right? They're like shocked. Like, yo,
Yeah,
homie,
I
just
don't-
fucking.
I cut it right off. I'm
I
like,
don't
I'm
need
good.
it. It's not for me.
I'm
That's the wrong
good.
person. You don't want to be the vessel of that shit. Because then
No
you
doubt.
open the door, you get filled with it.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, I can tell you more, and other people and everything. Even if you're like, I won't tell nobody, you're still the vessel for it. So
Yeah.
you get to choose what you like, music, podcasts, people around you. You're a vessel. You get to choose what you're filled with. You know when they're like, is this half full or half empty? Right? It's just full. There's no room for emptiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna fill it. So when your vessel's like that, it's a lot easier because you have to be strategic and like eventually it becomes routine, but like in how you pick and what you listen. You know what I mean?
100%.
So like making those small little adjustments leads it down the line because the most important, when people are like, I need a coach, I need a mentor, the most important thing is how you talk to yourself.
I say this all the time, and I've said this on my podcast, like self-love and confidence, because people are like, how did you like build that up yourself? And I'm like, guys, I was not always the most confident person. Like it's how you talk to yourself.
Absolutely.
If I'm gonna look in the mirror and be like, you're fucking ugly, or you're this, you're gonna feel like that throughout the day. Like, no, like I always say too, like, I mean, I've went through a lot all in like a year span too, that really helped push me to like keep going and like whatever. And like I remember just like being like sad about like I lost one of my like very good friends. Like he got in a quadding accident, and I feel like I was like, okay, am I gonna sit and be depressed every day?
It's a choice.
Or am I gonna
It's a
go
choice.
out and
Absolutely.
just do like how am I gonna better myself? And
Right.
like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show up for his mom that needs somebody, and I'm gonna show her love, and I'm gonna be there for her and build my relationship with her, and like help her. Like I'm just like I thrive off of helping other people,
Service
and that's
work.
what helps me. And also too, I'm just like everyone's like, oh, how do you like get out of this? How do you do this? I'm like, it all starts with you. Everything, relationship with you. Like, that's why I was single for so long. And I'll get back to your question.
She's been avoiding it for 20 minutes now. That's good. Shit must be juicy. No, but you're right. Getting out of yourself and helping another human being.
Because I couldn't be there for myself. So I'm like, as soon as I get there for myself,
You gotta fix you first.
yeah, then I'll be able to show up
It
for
sounds
someone.
so cliche, but it's the truth. And people are like, oh, you're so selfish. No, I got to be right in order to help make you right.
We say that in recovery, right? So like it's a selfish program, they say, meaning like you can't help nobody else besides you first.
100%.
So like you can't do it for your kids, you can't do it for your parents, your job, you can't, because if you put that in front of it, right, and just replace recovery with anything else, right? If you're trying to like fix you, if you're trying to just be better, you have to devote that time to you. No excuses, no kids sports, nothing, in order, and then everybody benefits automatically.
Everybody does.
Most of the time people are very instant gratification, and they're like,
And-
they
yeah.
think like I'm doing it for my kid, and what it is like they're just saying that subconsciously so they don't have to do the work, and then that's the excuse.
But how often do we say, I wish other people outside of this program had a program like
of course.
this?
Yeah.
If people actually like went to NA or AA or any program that's out there, like, and found what the principles and stuff are, they apply to life every day in every way, you know, just
they could still go.
they can still go. It's just
I think a lot
it's
of
an
it, too,
easier way to live.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
just love on yourself. Like I remember, like
no doubt.
Yeah, like
I have an ironic like self-talk on the side too. Like there's good and there's bad. Like, oh, you're the fucking man, and then it's like,
Yeah.
yo, you gotta fix that part. Like it's too much. You're
Like
doing
my
too
dad
much,
has definitely
you
been
know?
like a stronghold in like who I am, like mentally, and like how to get through things. Like he'll be like, okay, like cry about it. How are you gonna better it? How are you gonna do it? What's the steps? Like my mom's a very nurturer, like coddler, like will be like, oh my god, like I'm sorry you're going
That's
through
her
it. I'm like,
job.
yeah,
That's her
fine.
job.
My dad will be like, all right, great, you're crying. What are we gonna do?
Well, somebody
Yeah.
like you could be considered a boss bitch, right?
Yeah.
And guys would be like, oh, she's so cool. She's like a dude.
Yeah.
That just means you have that edge where you're focused on getting better constantly, like no matter what it takes,
Yeah.
you know? Mothers are supposed to nurture,
I know.
right? Like that's their
I'll
thing.
tell my mom, I'm like, no,
Enough.
enough.
Yeah.
Like push me. Like no, we're gonna cry about it. I'm gonna get through it.
You got to get the
I
fuck
know.
up.
My mom tells
Somebody
me all the
falls, you
time.
clap.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my mom
Right.
tells me all the time. She's like, "How do you just do it?" I'm like, "Cause who's gonna do it for me?
Nobody.
No one." Like some of my friends, like when they go through stuff and they come to me, I'm like, "All right, be sad about it for today. Tomorrow, new day. Let's go. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sit in bed all day and cry over things?
But you,
Like,
see, you
no.
you chose that perspective.
yeah, 100%.
Right, every day people like he knows I'll go through a bunch, and him too, I'll go through a bunch of shit, business stuff, like, everything, just all day, every day. That's what it is. And they're like, you never yell, you're never mad, you're never this. I'm like, it's a decision.
It
To
takes
be
more
happy-
energy to be mad at
Oh
somebody
my god.
and to hate
and then
somebody.
the results are
Draining
just
as
shitty.
fuck.
I don't care for it.
We talked
draining
you
as
out of something
fuck.
not too long ago.
Yes, you did.
Right? And I'm like, bro, why are you even thinking about this?
Yeah.
I wanted to
I'm like,
handle,
it's whack.
I wanted to handle something old school.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And Phil's like, really, bro? This is who you're gonna be
Yeah.
now? Like now?
yeah, there's no
I'm like,
point.
no
He's
way.
like, bro, you're going back fucking 5, 10, 15 years instantaneously in one decision. But in my mind, I was just like, nah, bro, it's just a fucking open-handed smack in the mouth. Like, it needs to get handled this way. Sometimes you got to take it back there. And he's like, no, you don't,
never.
bro.
Yeah.
He's like, you
no.
just keep
Non-negotiable.
winning. Do you know how much more that fucking bothers them?
course.
Yeah.
They
like,
just see
doesn't
you just
even
keep
matter.
doing and doing and doing. Like,
100%.
you got nothing to worry about, bro.
Yeah.
Do not come out of character for any
That's what I
motherfucker.
always say.
Especially
I'm like, I
somebody
don't
you don't
care.
like.
Yeah.
You know, you'll just
Put
be
energy
mad at
in one
yourself.
person instead of the people that are there and love
That's
you
it.
and want you,
Yeah.
or you need to find somebody else.
And you're putting it in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Keep that energy. Harness that energy. Use that energy for good.
I do everything. Like my friends, like when they break up with somebody, I always go back to this topic. I'll get to it. I'll just get to it. When my friends like break up with someone, they're like, "Oh my god, I hate him. I hate him." Like this. I'm like, why? I'm like, did you learn something about yourself? Like, did you grow? Like, what did you learn? And then they're like, I'm like, just change your perspective. I'm like, all my exes, they can't say, like, I hope they can't say anything bad about me.
I'm sure
I
they'll
mean,
find something.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
can find something, but I'm cool with all of
But it
that.
doesn't
everybody-
matter to you.
Right.
No,
But not
exactly.
everybody has that mature perspective. But you're
Yeah.
right. That's
Like,
a life
I'm-
lesson.
I'm cool with all of them. Like I'll just say it. I'm kind of talking to someone right now. I don't even want to admit it, but I am.
Oh, stop it.
The worst.
You're funny.
No, I got out of something probably like October, and
Okay.
it was like, I don't know, it was a situationship that turned into something. Like it was honestly like a one night stand in Nashville that turned into a relationship, if I'm being so honest.
Now it's all circling back with the Nashville. I want to go back.
I love Nashville.
Yeah, you do.
Oh wait, so I went to
Circling
Nashville.
back, all right.
I went to Nashville. I was going through things with my ex. Went to Nashville.
Oh, you resolved them in Nashville. And things
We
like
broke
that.
up. We've been broken up. Whatever. Went to Nashville. I had a good time, and then that started something.
Where's
and then,
homeboy from?
He was from Georgia.
So he lives in Georgia.
He doesn't live there now. He doesn't live there now. He lives in Texas now. That's not where I'm going there. I swear.
I was gonna say,
No,
aren't
that's
you
not where
going
I'm
next
there.
week?
No, so we ended things on
How
like
convenient.
good. No, we ended things on good terms because it's
Sounds
long
like it.
distance. I swear I'm not going to see him. No, we ended things on good terms. He's in the military, so
Okay.
yeah. So he has like that role, and I'm like long distance. He's also younger than me. I was a little cougar for a second.
Oh, stop it. What is he, 24?
When you guys are
Wow.
both in the 20s, there's no cougar.
Yeah.
I'm like fuck it.
If there's a 2 in front of it, you're good.
I had
You're
fun.
good.
I had a fun summer.
Good.
And then I didn't even want a relationship out of that. I just kind of was like going with the flow. Like he would always say too, he's like, you have such like a guy mentality. Like we talked for like a year. Oh, well, actually, it was like almost a year. It was like a couple months. And like when I went to go out visit him, he's like, once ask what this is, nothing. I go off of how people treat me. If you're putting the effort in pursuing me, yeah, I'm like, if you're pursuing me in the way that I want, I'm going off that. I'm like, regardless, you're going to find out everything. Like I always say, like, if someone's going to cheat, they're going to cheat. You're going to find it out. Like me sitting there, like he would travel. And if I sat there and was like, don't talk to this person, don't talk to this person. Like, what is
You
that
haven't
going to do
always
for
been that
me?
way, right?
No, I haven't.
All
Like
right.
when I was younger, like obviously like 17, like
You're
then,
not that fucking old,
yeah.
but
No,
yeah,
but like 17 or whatever, I'd be like crazy. But like now I'm like, me sitting here at home while you're out in wherever is not going to do anything. If you're going to do something, you're going
right.
to do it.
You are who you are.
Yeah. I take the time to get to know someone. And when you really take the time to get to know someone, then you're going to know how they move. And then you're going to know if they're guilty of anything.
Yeah.
So I ended things with that. And then more recently, I reconnected with someone I was talking to like probably like a year and a half ago. And yeah, I mean, he lives like 2 hours away. So trying to, see how that goes.
The long distance thing.
I like long distance. I'm not even going to lie.
Well, my wife and I had long distance. I lived in Boston for a little under 3 years, right outside of high school. And it like, the saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Really
so
does.
like, you really look forward to your time more. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? Like, I don't know if it's mental completely or mental and physical. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, it's so
It
much
is. It works.
And it
longer.
also just shows how much work they're going to put in to
No doubt.
like want to see you and whatever. Like I remember in the summertime, like it was very hard for him to just like be able to like get on a plane. Like you're not allowed to get on a
Sure.
plane. He was like, hey, I'm coming for your birthday weekend. I'm going to come to Jersey. And I'm like, wait, what? And he's like, surprise. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like stuff like that, like taught me like, okay, if somebody really wants to pursue you,
Right.
because my last relationship, and again, I'm not going to talk shit about him, but I was doing more of the pursuing, and we broke up. We like did that roller coaster. Like we would talk, we would stop talking. I would go on dates. He would go on dates. We'd come back together. And
Right.
it was just exhausting. And I'm like, I'm pursuing you more than anything. And then like that situation afterwards that I was in, like just kind of showed me like, okay, like, look, I have all this distance, and he has a huge, like a big career and like a lot of responsibility, and you're still pursuing me.
Right.
And it taught me a lot. And then after that ended, this guy that I'm talking to now, like he lives 2 hours away. Like Friday, for instance, I was like, he's like, I'm off for the weekend. I was like, oh, like I have a wedding in the morning, but I'm like, I'm going out tonight if you want to come. He's like, okay, I'll text you when I'm on my way. And I'm like, oh, really that easy? And he's like, yeah, I want to make it work. So
It should be easy.
It
if
should
it's
be
what something,
easy,
what both of you
100%.
want, right?
Do you want somebody that pursues you? What if it was like, would you pursue somebody else? Let me, before you answer that,
yeah,
do you get whatever you want?
no.
Like if you want
I'm
something.
very
But
like
do you get what you need?
I get what I need. Yeah.
No, but I mean, like,
Honestly-
when I mean what you want, meaning like if you want something and you're super focused on it, do you get it? Or
Yeah.
All right, that's what I meant.
Don't we all?
So you would
Yeah.
pursue.
Isn't that
It's
how?
funny
no, I
because
know, but I
I
wanted
do.
to-
I like to pursue in certain aspects, but I also like to be pursued.
Of course, you want to
in-
feel like you're a value.
Yeah,
of course.
like this relationship.
All women want to be
100%.
chased.
I wanna
and all,
chase.
all guys want to chase.
no,
100%.
no, yeah, I'm the opposite.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm like pursue me, like I'm not putting in the work.
So he pursued me
For
first. and
male
then-
relationships or you and your wife?
I'm married, but I mean like in the sense of like if it was a female, like it was not because like of ego or nothing. Like
Yeah.
I just it gives me a little bit of value. Like I know who I am. I'm more self-assured.
Sounds a little
It's
bit for
different.
ego, though.
No,
Like,
I'm being honest. It's not like, yeah, look at me. I'm just
this
so
makes a lot more sense.
self-assured of
Is
who I
it
am.
because, yeah, I was
Now
gonna
I'm
say,
starting
yeah.
to
And I wasn't
understand
always
Phil on
like
a
that,
deeper
though.
level.
I was
Like,
very insecure growing up, and you know what I mean, like
Shocking.
especially males.
But
you
is it
don't know
because
who
you
you
want
are.
it? You just want
No.
to know that it's gonna happen, so that's why you want to be pursued more.
No, I just know who I am. I'm
Okay.
just being honest. I'm
Yeah.
not like listen. I don't want anybody pursuing me now because I'm very happily married. I'm
Yeah,
fucking
obviously,
good,
yeah.
right?
Right.
And like that adds to it that women like might do that. Do you know what I mean? Like because
You're saying they try harder when you're happily married.
But even with my wife, like yeah, I talked to her and it was like cool. I just want to hook up first, right? But it was more her pursuing me and not feeling my ego. But I'm just like I think whoever is in that relationship or about to have a relationship, there's one that's like just a little higher, you know what I mean, or
100%.
more, where they know what their value is,
Yeah.
right? Because like you're either gonna go like, it is.
I love how you say nothing's ever ego, but it sounds a little egotistical. One's higher, like
Yeah, in terms of self value and who they are, not in like
I
I'm the
think,
shit.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you might be more self assured and
a little
everything,
more
who
mature in
she
regards
is.
of knowing
If
who
you want to call
are.
it mature,
Yeah.
cool, whatever. But
Understood.
I'm not totally not ego. Like, look at me, I'm that nigga. Like, no, it's not that. It's
Well,
like, no, but I don't. But if you are, you don't gotta say it. You know what I mean?
no doubt.
Like that's what it is. But
Yeah,
like,
billionaires wear fucking plain black t-shirts,
Yeah.
right? For a reason. Like that's it.
like
you know?
Elon Musk isn't calling me. You know what I mean? I call him, and it's not ego. It's just he's got the resume, and that's who he is, and
Yes.
he's self-assured.
Understood.
That's what I mean by that, and not just women relationships, like any relationships,
100%.
right? But when somebody,
true.
when somebody has more value than me, I'll go seek them out. I'm not like also like they should come to me. You know what I mean? Because that's ego. I'm like, you know me. I'm like, make the call. Like I'm gonna go
Yes.
meet him. I'm gonna set up the meeting.
Right.
He's got information, a deal, whatever it is. So it's just how you see something, and it's like, is it worth your time going after that because they have value, or them
Yeah.
coming to you? That's
See,
all.
for me with this situation, I actually I pursued him more in the beginning, and then he pursued me, and then I pulled back and like kind of ghosted him, and then I was
You
like,
did the Muhammad Ali.
yeah,
Oh,
and then I
little
came
cat and
back.
mouse,
the
huh?
Yeah, and then I remember I
Get him
came
gassed
back around.
out.
I can't even remember what it was, but I like messaged him, and he's like, "Oh, am I gonna start this again?" I'm like, "I'm in a better place." And I was honest with him when I first started talking to him because I was kind of talking to other people. I was like, "Listen, I'm gonna be honest," and I told him I was like, "You're better than that, and I'm not gonna be able to show up how you need me to show up." So I just and he even says to this day, he's like, "You were never dishonest with me, and like you were absolutely right. You weren't able to give me a relationship, and I wanted a relationship with you, and I didn't. I just wanted to have fun, and I was just living my life."
I wish everybody was that honest
I-
with all their
I-
relationships, you know, like
Always say, I'm like,
wouldn't life be so much fucking easier?
I'd rather have tough conversations.
Even Phil makes me chase him, you know, like
Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, yo, we got a dinner. He's like, let me look at my schedule. 3 people with me, like, oh, it's not convenient for me. I'll change it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Get the fuck out of here. I make it happen.
I don't answer his phone calls and I always tell him no. So
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know
He
that
loves
he's
it. He
yeah,
loves
he's fucking. It feels good. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
He's like, you asked me to be here. I'm like, whatever you, and I don't fight. I'm like, if that's,
Oh yeah, we were
if that's
talking
what you
about how
need,
the podcast started. I was like,
I'm like,
yo,
Don't tap
you-
the table. They're
well,
gonna yell
yeah,
at
I
you.
know. My bad. I was like, yo, you asked me to be your fucking guest, and then you were like, yo,
I
you
needed
killed
you.
it. Now you're my co-host. Like, it's okay. You can remember it however you want,
no,
bro.
no, Marvin will grab the tapes. That's all.
The point of the matter is, we're here.
Correct.
We're
There you
here
go.
now.
Yeah.
So we're here
I
now.
love this romance that you guys have.
We have fun here.
It's
Did you have
cute.
fun today?
I did.
It was easy, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't fucking nerve-wracking or nothing like that.
You were so nervous, bro. You were pacing and shit back and forth outside, like.
texting you. I'm like, what are you gonna ask
She
me?
was so anxious, bro. But
Yeah.
listen, that adds to it, though.
Yeah.
You ease into the conversation, and then it turned into something great. So
Cool. Listen, Courtney, thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciate it. Jamie, I love you. We're
I
good
love
to
you,
your
bro. Where can we find you at? I know you're.
Tell me your IG, everything.
You're all over
so
social.
I am Talk Curly to me with
Whoa.
an underscore.
God.
I Glow Commando, and then I also have a podcast, Talk Podcast to me.
Cool.
Talk podcast to me. Where does that come from? Talk curly to me. Like, what is it?
Talk Curly to me comes from the song Talk Dirty to me, you know?
Oh,
My sister is a marketing genius, and she came up with Glow Commando. She came up with the Talk Curly to me. I came up with my slogans, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You're
She's
so
the caption
Yeah.
queen.
What?
She's the caption
She
queen.
is. She's the like.
She's the original Chat GPT.
Yeah, for when I wanted to, yeah, honestly, yeah. When I wanted to do the podcast, I was like, what the hell can I name it? Because I used to have a podcast a while ago. It was called Beauty Gains. So it was beauty and fitness with my old trainer. We did it with my gym, and then we both just got really busy, so it kind of
You
fell
switched
off.
gyms.
No, I'm still at the same gym.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
still at the same gym, but me and her both
I
got
heard
busy.
you haven't been there in like 10 or 12 days. Is that?
I haven't been there in 2 weeks because I fell down the stairs.
Yeah.
I fell
All
down
I'm
the
saying
stairs.
is people are talking, so just
Yeah,
you know.
no, have been actually still going to the gym. I've just been doing upper body, but not lower.
Okay.
Stopped.
And the merch, what's up?
Oh,
You
my
have
merch. You can
limited
find,
drops, like
yeah,
what's the deal?
my merch you can find on my website. I just redid the thing for like my more like popular ones. I took
Okay.
down like a bunch of old ones that I used to have. It's on my Glow Commando website, so you can find it there.
What is it? Glowcommando.com.
Glowcommando.co.
Cool. I got one more plug for you. You got
Yeah.
a book coming out.
Oh, and I have a book coming out. It will be on Amazon. So
How
I feel so
excited you
professional
are.
right now.
I know,
Saying
and
like,
it's on
you want to plug your
Kindle.
book?
Wow.
I know. Thank you.
Phil's gonna try and manage
wanted
it
to say,
real soon.
plug
Watch,
your
watch
plug.
what happens, bro.
Yeah, you could do how to start a podcast. There you go.
I'm writing a book. I've been.
Are you?
Yeah, it's
I like it.
Chapter 4 or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's just very short.
I can
Six
promise you
pages.
this. I'll
No,
read,
they're short chapters. They're not
Okay.
like. Don't, when I say
Yeah.
chapter 4, don't think like.
I'll read the first 7 pages
Yeah.
40 to 50 times and
Cool.
fall asleep every time. I can promise you
That's
that.
fine.
It's not you, it's me.
No, the book's not for you.
Bro, I've read fucking the
Knowledge
first
is not
7
for everybody.
pages of 100 books and just
Knocked out. That's it.
Yep.
gonna
Only
be-
only book I ever read cover to cover. This is a true story.
It's
It's
gonna be
Kitchen
on audio.
Confidential.
Do you know what I'm reading right
Ever.
now?
Ever.
David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah.
Very good one. I'm reading it right now. That also is kind of what we talked about, just like looking yourself in the mirror and
He's
being honest with yourself and having those conversations and just pushing like you're the only one that's gonna get
That
yourself through it.
motherfucker's just different.
You ever, go
Dude,
to,
he's sick.
you ever go to a personal development seminar?
No.
You should.
Yeah?
You do great.
All right.
Like, do you have any
Yeah,
examples for her or
recommendations.
anything?
Tony Robbins.
You have anything coming
I
up?
like Tony
I go to
Robbins too.
He's coming to Newark in November, by the way.
Oh.
UPW. I go there with a bunch of people. Jimmy's
Where's he?
I'm going.
Prudential Center in Newark.
Oh, nice.
He does
I
one
wanna go.
once a year in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
I've been going for years. I usually like bring a bunch of friends and everything, but it's 4 days. It's great. It's you're in there already. It's mindset, perspective. You're gonna like already.
Oh my god, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna network with 13,000 people. Bring your booth.
Yeah. Sure.
Just tan everybody.
Booth in the trunk, right?
Nah,
You'd be
you
in
don't
the
wanna
parking
go
I
lot.
have it. You
You
want
don't-
to spray tin?
No,
It's on the car.
you don't want to go there. Or that's good.
I might take you up on that.
All right, so listen, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Great job,
Okay.